All right, this match review comes to us from BlueNSpotted. It was 407 hours. This is the homie last week that's accidentally sent us a no audio peg match on Dead Dog. Now they fixed their audio, so now their stuff is working. So they're gonna send us another match review. Now we can actually listen to everything. So let's go ahead and see what's up. Okay, so you get RPD East Wing, which is it is a killer side of map, especially East Wing. East Wing is stronger than West Wing for killer. Also, you are a stealth gamer, so obviously that favors you in terms of it being almost entirely an indoor map. So the map will not be working against you here. Let's go ahead and take a gander at your add-ons and perks. Your add-ons are okay, I don't even remember what this one does. I'm gonna be real. The other one, your yellow tube, is really, really good. If you want to do dash shenanigans, use those in straps, in the brown strap add-ons. That's really, really good. That's hat exhaustion. Okay. Do those in the brown strap add-on. Very, very good for very, very good for doing dash shenanigans, that sort of thing. This is the exhaustion add-on. It's okay. It's an exhaustion add-on, so it gets it's sort of good. But the problem is it's while hatted, so like, you know, people sometimes you throw a hat on and they get the hat off first box, and sometimes it takes 4 hats. And realistically, like so here's my feelings about this, and like some pig main will probably feel differently, I would imagine. Be like, actually, it's pretty good. But I think hat add-ons are kind of like redundant. Like because obviously, like I said, sometimes you get your hat off first time, sometimes you get your hat off like after 4 tries, but regardless of how your hat RNG works out, the whole point of putting a hat on someone is that they are being pressured while you are not there. You know, like they're being pressured while you're not present. So like you shouldn't realistically be chasing down people who have hats on, because the whole point of hats is to preoccupy them so you can chase other people while they're busy trying to get their hat off. So I don't find the add-ons that apply effects while your hat is on to be as good as, like, you know, say like the double dash add-ons I mentioned, or like Creative Gears Tampered Timer. So those are some add-ons I'd put there instead. You're using a perk icon pack, so I kind of can't tell what you're running. Some sort of chase perk with Pig helps a lot, because her M2 is not, while it is an anti-chase tool, it's not a very good one. So having some sort of chase perk like Stabiffle or Bamboozle, fine. Agi, great quality of life perk. I'm not really sure what these other 2 are. Do you say it in the description? No. So I don't know what these perks are. In the future, if you're using a perk pack, it might be good to put in the description, like some other people do, like Gibbous does, where they put in like the what my perk build is, because I actually currently don't know what these perks are. It's like brutal, but yeah, you can't tell. Because that's just a person with a rubber band doing this, like, I don't know. Okay. You're stealthing because you hear somebody here. They don't seem to be aware you're there. Okay, so, alright, so you missed this entirely, but in the future here, you don't need to dash there. You can just, like, stand up and go hit them. You can just stand up and go hit them. In a lot of cases, it is the better play to just, like, stand up and go hit them. So, like, here I would just uncrouch and stab them if you're, like, that close to them. Because what you do here is if you're this close to somebody, like, where you're, like, you were, like, within, like, 6 meters of them or less, like, they're hearing that roar is going to give them an extra, like, half second or so to, like, start running towards a pallet or running towards a window, which he has both here. I would have just stood up and hit him. Yeah, because now he's at the pallet. Luckily, he throws it late, so you just hit him there. Yeah, in the future, a lot of times in better scenarios, even while you're sneaking up on somebody, it's better to just kind of like uncrouch and M1. And he plays this extremely poorly. Get a trap on before the first gen. Very, very good. Remember last time we gave you a match review, you were forgetting to put hats on people. So it's good getting those hats on early and quickly. And not forgetting them. Bottom one is brutal, okay. So you have 2 chase perks. Maybe that's okay. Big is kind of like a... I think it's kind of a weaker killer. So, you can run a lot of chase perks if you're looking to have fun. Okay, they're giving up on hook. So I'm going to say this, just first and foremost. I don't know if you end up having a rough time in this match, but like, if somebody... This is not just for you, this is for everybody. If you have a match where somebody's just like outright giving up on hook, and kind of making it an easy game, that's not really like... Remember that match reviews are here to help you improve, not only you, but other people watching, because this will hit Twitch. The recording on Twitch, this will also hit the YouTube as well. So if you have a match where like you just completely dominate or somebody gives up early, just keep in mind that's kind of not what I'm looking for, because it's mostly meant to help you, so, and the people that watch. So just keep that in mind. This is fine because they do end up getting him. But just keep in mind, just as a general rule of thumb for people. Good job. Good use of the dash, especially since you have the add-ons for it. Wait, he's gonna make this front desk. Oh, everybody's out here though. Honestly, if you want to be mean here, and if you want to be truly optimal, that Nick Cage, the other one, was giving up on hook. You know he's death hook for sure. You know he's death hook for sure. So if you really want to be as optimal as possible, quote unquote, like the correct answer is to go just like kill him. But you're at 3 gens for now, so for now this is fine. But he should definitely be the person you're at least going for after you down this Nick Cage, because he chose to put himself on second for no reason. I'll say this one's not very mind gameable. Yeah. One thing you can do here is it's just a little pick thing you can do. Is sometimes you can crouch and then just hold the button for a half a second, have her do the roar, but don't send the actual dash, and just see how the survivor reacts. This is something I do on Huntress when I'm throwing hatchets. Sometimes I throw hatchets without the intent of hitting them, just so I can see how they dodge. But you can kind of do the same thing with Pig, where if you just crouch, do the little roar, but don't send the dash, do they vault? Do they panic vault? Do they, like this guy, just stay completely calm and don't react at all? And you can get that read on them without actually having to send the dash like you did. And it's a little bit of a time saver that'll help you. Just a little trick that helps. Yeah, that's cool. Once again, you forget to put a hat on. Please remember to put your hats on. You're a woman with dash, and not even a good one, without your hats. So make sure you're putting your hats on. Especially somebody like this Nick Cage, who you know you have no hook pressure on so far. Yeah, that's pop. Wow, these guys are staying so grouped up. They're making so many mistakes. There you go. Remember to put a hat on. Personally, map is messing your eyes, yeah. Boil over doing its thing. I still hate that her arm's broken. I hope they fix that at some point. It's so distracting. Okay, the one Nick Cage just plot twisted. There's no reason to dash that far away. There's no reason to dash that far away. Like in this position, she is too far away. You are not going to hit her because when you go to dash, you become stationary while your bar fills up. Like you can't move. It's not like Nemesis where he has his tentacle out and he can kind of like follow you a bit, you know, as he's like ready to throw it. You have to, your character shuts down and stands still. So when she's this far away, that second or so that you're revving up, she's gonna have enough time to like run away and get out of range. So I would not dash at this range for the exact thing that just happened. Man, now she makes the pallet for it. Yeah, brutal. You can just kick it, yeah. You should have been able to avoid that. You were not in the animation. Look straight up. Luckily, this pallet over here is extremely weak. Yeah. That pallet just sucks. Yeah, that pallet's just terrible. I would even leave it. Yeah, I would say I just leave that up. That pallet's so weak that unless they have life, ain't no reason to even kick that. Ain't no reason to even kick that. Basement's right here, too. One of the things I hate about RPD from the survivor perspective is just like some of the loops are just so bad. Like it makes you wonder what they actually wanted you to do with that palette. Not that every palette needs to be good, but just like palettes like that, I'm just like, why? It's such a focal point because it's by a basement spawn and it's already on the weaker side of the map. So it's just like, it just makes you wonder like what their thought process there was. Yeah, this is a strange one to send for the match review, because you kind of just dominate. So I don't know what kind of help you wanted necessarily. I mean, I still got some things that you can improve on, but this is what I was talking about earlier, is like, when you're setting a match review, I'm supposed to be helping not only you improve, but people that end up watching this improve. And if everybody's just giving up, it doesn't really give me a good idea of how you're performing in terms of a consistency level. And it doesn't give the people who are watching a good idea of like, how you're performing. I can still use some tips, but like, you know, in terms of future match reviews, a match where everybody gives up doesn't give me a lot of like feedback. Yeah, it does not give me a lot of feedback. The rest of the stream goes well. Thanks, Kathy. I appreciate that. Enjoy your rest, friendo. I appreciate it. Thank you for being you. Okay, take a gander at there. Well, I mean, they all gave up. It's not like it really matters. All right, so for you, once again, I will say, and this is redundant. I will say, hey, if everybody's giving up your matches, it does not give me a very, very clear idea of how well you performed, because obviously I can't really tell if everybody's just giving up the whole time. So just keep that in mind, that in the future, I'd prefer to have something, I would prefer that you send in matches where people don't, like, it was okay if, like, that guy goes to second, right? Like, that guy gave up, went to second. Like, that's fine. Like, it's gonna happen. You can't control those things. But, like, everybody was giving up. Like, everybody was giving up way early. And it just kind of looks like you just steamrolled, but really you didn't steamroll. It's just everybody quit, you know? So it kind of gives me a not a straightforward perspective of, like, what happened in the match, which makes it hard for me to give you, pointers. But I do have main takeaways for you. For your first one is something that I point out in your first match review, and it's something that you still do here, even though you only did it like once or twice. It's like, your hats are half your kit. Your hats are half your kit. And there were plenty of times in this match that you were not hatting people. Make sure you're putting your hats out. Make sure you're putting your hats out. Not that it mattered this match because everybody was giving up, but that will hurt you against a team that's actually performing well if you're not, you know, divvying out your power. Make sure you're putting your hats out. I will be a person that will tell you that I like to put my hats not all at once. I like to like do like a few or two or three at the beginning, and I'll do like the last one or two like in like the mid game to kind of spread my pressure a little bit. But like you outright don't use them sometimes, or you just forget. So make sure you're putting hats down as much as possible. Also, second takeaway is that you dash really early. You dash really, really early, and it seems like, I mean, just kind of in general, it seems like you kind of like are still figuring out what's the point of the dash and what is it for. If you're already up close to a survivor, it's better to just uncrouch and M1 them, because the dash alerts them to your presence because you have to roar to do it. So it's better to just stand up and stab them and with a normal M1, whereas you should really be using the M2 as kind of like an AMT loop. So just kind of, you know, learn the tools and uses for your M2. Because you were trying to use it like super far away, and you're also trying to use it super up close, when really it's used best as kind of like an anti-loop tool. Or to save stacks with Stabiffle, another great example. But like, don't use it the way you're using it. If you've snuck up on a survivor successfully and they're like right there, just stand up and M1 them. And also if they're super far away, you're probably gonna miss anyway. So just use it to circumvent loops and that sort of thing. Yeah, because of the state of the match, I can't really give you any big like general pointers because everybody just gave up. So I can't really help you in that regard. unfortunately. So, yeah. Never use hats when the first gen has gone. No, that's a perfect time to use it. That's a perfect time to use your hats. What do you mean? That's a lot of early game pressure. That's a lot of early game pressure. If you can get out 1 or 2 hats before the first gen, that's a good thing. You should definitely do that.